Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of the Final Fantasy Legend 2. When we last left off, we had just sold off some of the treasure that we got in the Nasty Dungeon, which we finally completed. It took 4 episodes, but we were finally able to knock out all 8 floors of the Nasty Dungeon. We got a lot of interesting, unique treasures. We got a lot of stat increases for Linus and Vincent, and P got to transform from the Hermit Crab into the Ice Crab, so the next level crab, so which we actually ended up fighting several ice crabs on floors 6, 7, and 8 of the Nasty Dungeon. So, but Nasty Dungeon is now behind us. We can finally move forward with the game, collect some more of the magi. We have 9 more to go. Remember, 77 magi make up the statue of the goddess Isis, and as you can see in the lower right there, our magi counter is at 68. So the last magi we picked up with this nice Pegasus magi, which allows us to warp around, and it's allowing me to warp back to the first town because I forgot to stay at the inn. So yeah, we definitely want to heal ourselves up so we have full ability charges for Honey Mouse, P, and Vincent, and obviously have full hit points because in the next world we are finally going to meet the final god that we were told about back when we were at the Guardian's town, and that would be Odin. Now, you could meet Odin basically at any time in the game after you leave your home village. It'd be probably really hard to do that while you still have Mr. S in your party, but if everybody in your party is wiped out, including your guest character, if you have a NPC joining your party, you'll be taken to Valhalla. And in Valhalla, you will meet Odin. Valhalla being the basically like the Norse heaven, where the warriors go while they await Ragnarok, which is like the end of the world type scenario in Norse mythology. But anyway, getting back, yeah, you're taken there, and Odin will say, hey, I will revive you as long as you promise to fight me one day. And if you say yes, then he revives you, and you'll get different dialogue when you meet Odin. I didn't want to do that just to show that you can get through the game without being wiped out, and also just to show what happens scenario-wise if you manage to reach Odin without really discovering who he is through being wiped out in a battle. So now we got another defense sword here, unique sword that instead of raising your strength, it raises your defense on a robot, but it still does damage based on strength. Honey Mouse is now basically a strength-based robot rather than agility-based. Her agility has taken a little bit of a hit, but we will end up maxing it out again, actually getting it a little bit over 99, because Vincent is working on judo, and Linus is working on the karate, and like other previous martial arts, we will pass them on to Honey Mouse when they're down to 1 use, so that she can reap the benefits of the agility gain without having to sacrifice one of the 7 inventory slots that she comes with. Remember, robots have that innate O Para, O Poison, so they only have 7 open slots to equip weapons and armor and things on, so other things being like the self-fix item, which gives it a robot the recovery ability, or the ability to gain back 10% of max hit points at the end of a round of combat. So even though Honey Mouse's agility has taken a little bit of a dive, I believe it's now at 59, so it dropped 40 points. She still has enough agility to be able to hit these enemies that we will be encountering in this world with that 59 agility. And if we run into an enemy that she can't, like when we have the boss fight against Odin, That's what the Gungnir's for, like the mythical spear Gungnir that never misses its target. The Gungnir here is also programmed not to miss, so that's pretty nice. So, speaking of enemies, we won't be encountering any new enemies on this world, and very few in the next world. That's because we've already run into every enemy in this world in the Nasty Dungeon. So the enemies in this world could be found from the Nasty Dungeon floors 1 through 5, and most of the enemies in the next world we saw already on the Nasty Dungeon floors 6 through 8. I believe there's only 3 that you couldn't encounter in the Nasty Dungeon we can see in the next world. So yeah, we won't be seeing a lot of new monster statistics in the right hand, that black right hand column there to the right of the play screen. So because we already ran into most of the monsters. So I guess the only time we'll see it is when we fight Odin. Odin is unique in the god battles. When all the other god battles that we fought against Ashura and then against Venus, they were solo battles. Odin is going to come with some minions, and these minions are basically based on animal companions that Odin has in mythology. So there's going to be Sleipnir, his 8-legged horse, who basically in this game is only going to have 4 legs because they just reuse sprites over and over again. They didn't make a special 8-legged sprite just for that one battle. And he will also be accompanied by 2 Odin crows, which I guess is a translation, because in the mythology, Odin doesn't have 2 crows, he has 2 ravens. Hugin, which means thought, and Munin, which means memory or mind. And these 2 ravens, I'm sorry if I mispronounced their names, I couldn't find a phonetic spelling online. So, yeah, they basically, for I guess more contemporary terms, they were kind of like his drones, his intelligence drones. They flew around and they brought information to Odin. You know, they saw when they flew around and observed, you know, the world below. So yeah, they will be accompanying Odin. So yeah, because Odin accompanies these monsters, is accompanied by monsters. The rewards for defeating Odin can change. So you can get the standard, a whole bunch of gold. The Odin crows don't drop anything. And if Odin and the Sleipnir don't drop anything, then you just get a whole bunch of gold. And that's what speedrunners prefer, because then they can just buy a whole bunch of laser guns. If you're looking for another Gungnir spear, you have to hope that Odin drops that. So that's the only other way that you can get a Gungnir spear. Odin can drop it. But what we're going to be going for is having the Sleipnir drop its meat. The Sleipnir is the strongest horse monster, enemy monster. You can get a stronger horse monster in your party if you eat like the super mini boss meat. There's 2 of them in the game. Anyway, so you can get, but in terms of actual monster encounters, the Sleipnir is the top tier horse monster. So by getting it to drop its meat, we'll be able to transform P into the second to last tier crab monster. So we'll be able to take P from basically a world early, from ice crab to the king crab, which is the strongest crab type monster that you can encounter. So P will still evolve later on after he meets one of those super mini boss meets. The final crab is the Dagon, so, or Dagon. So once again, apologies if I mispronounced it, but So yeah, we'll be saving the game before we fight Odin, which, whenever you fight a boss, of course, it's always good to save anyway. That's one good thing about this game, and you can save anywhere. And we will just manipulate, we'll just continue, not manipulate, because, well, I guess in a sense you're manipulating the drop, but we'll just keep fighting the fight over and over again until we get the Sleipnir to drop its meat, so... But we will actually be fighting Odin several times on screen. I will not show off all the fights that don't drop the Sleipnir meat, but I will show off several fights because I just want to show off different dialogue. So we just got an interesting little weapon there, the rune axe. It is an axe that deals damage based on your strength, like most axes. But what's interesting about it is when you attack with it, it can basically reflect spells. So kind of a shield against spells. Oh, I was having trouble saying that. Like a shield against spells. And it can raise your mana if you attack with it. So we might give that to Linus to swing around a little bit to potentially increase his mana. We aren't going to have Vincent swing it around because Vincent's, his strength is artificially inflated thanks to that trash can glitch. So, like I said, I'm not going to use any strength-based weapons with Vincent because he'll be dealing damage that he didn't own because that stat really technically wasn't owned. I just used that glitch to max out his strength because there's a glitch that prevents mutants from gaining strength. Just that same glitch also prevents humans from gaining defense. So, just to satisfy my OCD when I finish the game, I'll have like a little bonus or post game little section where I show off a maxed out party where everyone will have like the maxed out 99 on all their stats except for Linus, whose defense we can't max out. So, but that'll come obviously at the end. So we still got plenty more to go here. So now let's switch that judo around, get it out there. Woohoo! So we already gained back a lot of those. We've got 26 points from the judo back. So Honey Mouse is, once again, probably has enough agility to hit anything now, but we'll still get a little bit more agility when Linus passes on his karate. That'll put Honey Mouse's agility a little over 99. So, alrighty. So that section over there in the center to the right there, that is kind of our destination. So, just gotta take a long loop around, and then that'll take us to Odin's Hall. Like I said, we'll be fighting Odin several times, and for different reasons. The first one, we're just going to fight him to kind of show the fight off. Then I'll show an example of us, dying to Odin and showing the refight. And then I'll show what happens if we die before we fight Odin, and how that kind of changes the fight a little bit. So. Now, I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard there's a rumor that if you make it to Odin without having a party wipe, like I'm going to do here at first, that Odin is a little bit stronger. I don't know how that could be true because his stats don't change or anything like that. The only thing I can think of is, unless they have it coded where he'll use his stronger abilities more often than not. So, which, you know, like throwing his, the Gungnir spear, which is unblockable, because, you know, hey, remember, it never misses, so it's unblockable, and it deals a lot of damage. So, I mean, well, you can just see how much damage, well, the few times Honey Mouse used the spear, how much damage it does. It pretty much wipes out a group, so. Yeah, we'll use the spear right now here. Take out that nightmare horse, which you will soon see is also the same sprite that's going to be used for the Sleipnir in the Odin fight. I just noticed that the horse monster, it's actually a unicorn. It has a little horn. So, I probably noticed it before, but didn't really super duper pay attention to it, so just registered now. The things you see when you're like rewatching your own videos. So, this thing better not keep blocking. Woohoo, good. Hey! Nope, don't want your meat. We want the Sleipnir's meat. So if you get wiped out, you basically start right here, and your character moves forward, so, yeah, if you've been wiped out, this place will look familiar. So, but for us, this is the first time we're coming here, so. We're gonna give P the Aegis Shield, because Odin has a thunder attack and an ice attack, so we're gonna wanna, you know, use that to defend against. So, if you never met Odin, there's no dialogue. So, you just jump right into this fight and you're like, well, why are we fighting this guy? Who is he? Well, we know who he is because we see his name here, but we don't know any reason why we're gonna have this fight, so. But, so, we'll take out the Odin Crows first. We'll take out his minions first. Odin Crows can be wiped out pretty much with any of our major group attacks. Samurai Bow worked good, took it out. There's the Sleipnir's abilities, or stats. So, we'll have Honey Mouse start working on Odin while we try to, we'll take out the Sleipnir with the Blizzard spell that P will be using, so that will be able to deal damage to Odin and the Sleipnir at the same time. So, there goes the Sleipnir. And Odin hits hard, but I guess you can consider him a glass cannon. He has only 3,700 hit points, which really isn't a lot. Venus, the last god we fought, had 2,500. It's only 1,200 more than her, and she was quite a few worlds ago. And he has 2,300 less than Magnet, the boss of Edo World 2 worlds ago. So he's using that Gungnir a lot. But there, we took out Odin, and we got the Sleipnir meat. And that'll turn P into a Garuda. And we get a whole bunch of new magi. And the one unique one is the Mazmune. Basically what that magi does is it can use as a weapon. And it basically never misses, and it does doesn't do damage based on your stats. It basically does, you know, around 500 damage, so this is pretty interesting. As you can see, Odin has a death wish. We die to Odin, get revived by him, and then we kill him. So here's what happens if you get wiped out. Where is this? Welcome to Valhalla Palace. People lost in wars come here. Then, are we all dead? Yes, but I have the power to revive you. If you promise to fight against me someday, I will bring you back to life from now on, as long as you have the courage to keep fighting. Do you wish to fight again? If we select no, take us back to the game's title screen. If we say yes, we start back at the fight that we just lost. So, let's just take out Odin here and see what happens when we finish him off, so. Alright. Very well done, Honey Mouse. I've been here too long. My last wish was to fight with the best and greatest warriors ever. Now my wish has been granted. Odin, oh, I'm so at ease now that I feel like I'm with my dear people. Keep in mind, now that I am leaving, you must go and fight all by yourselves. Farewell. And if we die in battle before we met Odin, we have different intro dialogue here. So let's see what that is. I was waiting for you, Honey Mouse. Do you remember our promise? Fight with me. Tell me, why do we have to fight with you? I will tell you if you can win. Now come. If we beat you, we won't be able to revive anymore, right? We can't do that. Haha! You think you can defeat me? Come. Well, we can defeat Odin, and we did! So... And then he gives us that same dialogue that, you know, basically his last wish was to fight with the greatest warriors, and he figured that we were the greatest warriors, so... So yeah, Odin was actually a good guy, so unlike Venus and Ashura, who are bad gods. But where do we go from here? Find it in our next episode. Bye!